Leamington will be looking to kick on after picking up their first league win of the season here on Tuesday evening against Boston United. Paul Holleran praised his players for their determination and resilience after they played out the last half an hour with 10 men following Callum Gittins' dismissal. But he returns in a Leamington 11 that sees one change as James Bowen comes in for the injured Connor Goodger at left back. Leamington came back from a goal down to win this fixture by 2-1 last season, but with Bradford winning the reverse fixture at the Horsfall Stadium, it looks to be anyone's game as we head into this one. Here's how the breaks line up then. It's Tony Breeden in goal, Junior English, James Bowen, Jamie Hood and James Mace at the four at the back, Joe Clark, Kieran Dunbar, Callum Gittins and Connor Taylor in the midfield, with Jack Edwards in behind striker Matt Stenson this afternoon. Bradford Park Avenue are just one of the two teams in the division to have taken maximum points from their first two games. Here's how they line up. It's Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Tolson, Mark Ross, Shane Killock and Luca Havern at the back four, Nicky Rowe, Ben McKenna, Connor Branson, Nicky Clee in the midfield, with Chris Dawson in behind, Jake Beasley up top. Into the area by Ryan Tolson then. It's dropped. It's headed on. It's a great challenge by Junior English to deflect the ball away. I think it was Connor Branson with the goal at his mercy, but Junior English did well to get a leg in and hook the ball away for Leamington. Here's Ryan Tolson. Ben McKenna whipped into the area. There's Beasley! A whisker past Tony Breeden's left-hand post. He wasn't tracked well enough by the Leamington defence, but saw his header glance past Breeden's post. Here's Taylor. Jack Edwards tries to seek him ball in towards Dunbar. It will find the young winger. It's faced by Shane Killock. Junior English. English again. Inside to Joe Clark. Leamington just trying to conjure something up here. It's into the area. Stenson with a flick. Never looked confident with the effort, Stenson. I think he had to adjust his feet to get an effort away, but never going to trouble Stephen Drench's goal. Breeden with the kick up then in towards Jack Edwards. Having will win that one. Here's Joe Clark. Gives it to Dunbar. Clark takes it away from Dawson. Clark with the ball into the area. Edwards just couldn't stretch fast enough at the far post. This deems to be a corner. It'll be Kieran Dunbar to take this corner from the left-hand side then. Dunbar then, it's a floated one in again. And it clatters against the crossbar. Can Leamington squeeze this in? Stenson's on the floor. There's a bundle. That's so unlucky from the Leamington striker. That's Leamington's best chance of the game. It was Stenson with the initial header. The yellow shirts appealing they went over the line, but the referee was having none of it, and it remains 0-0. Edwards seems to be moving okay, the Leamington midfielder. Comes away with this one over the halfway line to Stenson. He'll try and turn away from Clee, but the green shirts of Bradford won it back, but Leamington turn it over again. Here's Stenson, looking for an option. Matt Stenson finds Kieran Dunbar on the right-hand side. Taylor now, back into Dunbar. Shapes to cross, finds a cross. There's Gittins. Always rising is Gittins' header. "31 minutes played. It's still Leamington 0, Bradford Park Avenue 0. Both sides have had their chances with Matt Stenson clattering the crossbar and Jake Beasley seeing his header scrape past Tony Breeden's post for Bradford. Here's Tolson into the area. And it was Chris Dawson with the effort, always leaning back was Chris Dawson. The ball was a bit behind him from Ryan Tolson, the right back. Nevertheless, it's another Bradford Park Avenue chance. So driven into the back post. As Havern was waiting for it, but Breeden did well, and he'll bring this one out, will Tony Breeden. Here's Stenson. touch has got loose, but Gittins will try and pick this one up. Gets done well. Callum Gittins, it's a great challenge, but Stenson away down the right-hand side. Stenson has Dunbar and Taylor in the box. If he gets his head up, but Stenson finishes for Leamington on the strike of half-time. It's a brilliant counter-attack started by Tony Breeden, the Leamington goalkeeper. Bradford backline did all they could, but they couldn't stop Matt Stenson breaking away down the right-hand side. He had support in the box, but he didn't need it, and finished calmly past Stephen Drench to break the deadlock on the strike of half-time. It's Leamington 1, Bradford Park Avenue 0, and it's Matt Stenson's second goal in 2 games. And Tony Breeden's perseverance coming into play there once again, bringing the ball out and playing a great ball up to Matt Stenson, who started the move and finished it with a calm and collected finish. 1-0. It's a floated one in there then. Let's kill it with the header. Comes up to Gittins. Oh, what a strike from Callum Gittins. Sweet as you like from the Leamington centre midfielder. Like an absolute bullet on the floor. It was headed out by Killick. Gittins just set himself and hit that like a rocket into the bottom corner to give Leamington a 2-goal advantage at the start of the second half. The man who was sent off on Tuesday returns to give Leamington a cushion at the start of the second half. It's Leamington 2, Bradford Park Avenue 0, and the away side have it all to do if they want to take anything from this game now. What a goal from Callum Gittins. With the header out. There's Joe Clark, here's Connor Taylor. Round the corner, back to Stenson. He's got away here, Matt Stenson down the left-hand side, cuts back. Stenson! Finishes well there, Matt Stenson. What a finish from the Leamington striker. There was a ball round the corner by Connor Taylor. Stenson got away from his marker, cut back inside, and there was an excellent curling finish past Stephen Drench for his second goal of the game, Matt Stenson. Calm and composed from the Leamington striker, which makes it 3-0 to the breaks. And there is daylight now between the two sides. It's a good ball by Connor Taylor, but Stenson still had it all to do. Had the legs to get away from Luca Havern and had the finish to strike past Stephen Drench. Leamington 3, Bradford Park Avenue 0. Green will clip up towards Matt Stenson, who win the header there. Edwards. He had Dunbar outside him, but didn't see the Leamington winger in space on the right-hand side. Leamington and Breeden's come a long way here and won the ball. He's been clipped, but play will go on, and it was Spencer with a long-range attempt, way off target. Johnson need to get the ball in the box here, Bradford. Here it comes. Ross with a floated cross. All the way to the back post. There's Branson, lays it off for Klee. Into the back post, there's Navikoski. Pinball, there's McKenna. Good save by Breeden. And it's off the line by Jamie Hood. And English will complete the clearance. The Leamington back line standing strong once again there to deny Bradford way back into this game in these remaining 20 minutes. Here's English. Finds Joe Magunda, the substitute, gets his first touch of the ball. To clip in towards Stenson. Turns to be a good ball. Stenson! Flashes an effort across the face of goal. It was a tight angle. Did well for himself there, Matt Stenson. It was a good little dink in by the substitute, Joe Magunda. And Stenson just unlucky to see his efforts fly past the face of the goal. There's Ollie Johnson there on the right-hand side. It's a good tackle by James Bowen. Here's Connor Taylor. The ref wears play on, does Scott Simpson. There's Jamie Hood put under pressure by Nowalski. Clark does well to find Dunbar, can reel away over the halfway line now as Gittins outside him. Tries to find the ball to Callum Gittins, comes out to Dwyer! And Stephen Drench made the save, don't know if it was necessary. James Bowen just keeps that in. Bit of a confusion in the Bradford back line, but Branson manages to loft it over the top towards Kowalski. Nowalski tried the lob. Breeden scurrying towards his goal, but always looked over. Free kick on the right hand side for Bradford, delivered by Clee. It's all the way through and it seems to be a corner to Bradford. Branson at the front post, brings it under control, still Branson, lays off to Spencer, Spencer with a floater ball to the back post. And Bradford have a consolation. It's Shane Killock with the header at the back post. Leamington defenders just switched off and Killock rose above all others to plant past Tony Breeden. So now Leamington 3, Bradford Park Avenue 1. But it looks to be just that, a consolation goal for the away side. Shane Killock. Is Spencer with the header then. His cross setting up the centre back Shane Killock. It's a ball through to McKenna. McKenna's away here. Play continues. There's Johnson at the back post. And Bradford Park Avenue have a second back. Well, there's about 3 minutes remaining. And it's now Leamington 3, Bradford Park Avenue 2. Paul Holloran will not be happy with how easily his side have conceded 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes here. And it's Ollie Johnson with a tap in at the back post for Bradford Park Avenue.
Ollie Johnson.
That'll be Nicky Clee then with the throw in. There's Callum Gittins to clear away for the breaks up towards Anthony Dwyer. He's got the legs here, Dwyer. He's past Killock. He's all on his own up there though. Dwyer has sealed it for the breaks. A great flow finish by Anthony Dwyer. He got away from Shane Killock. Took his time, composed himself and finished low past Stephen Drench into the corner of the net to make it 4-2 to the breaks. And after a shaky couple of minutes in which the breaks conceded 2 goals, they've reaffirmed their 2-goal advantage and should be able to see this game out. It's Leamington 4, Bradford Park Avenue 2 in this 6-goal thriller at the Phillips 66 Community Stadium. It's up towards Nowalski. Magunda with a header away. Here's Clark. Up towards Dwyer once again. He's got the legs to get there again. He's challenged by Killock, dragged down by Killock, nothing given by Scott Simpson, the referee. Here's Dunbar gets ahead of Ross. Dunbar now, heads the area, Dunbar tries a scooped effort, but it was always leaning back and couldn't really get over the shot. Tries to find Dunbar, but just gives the ball away, much to Paul Holloran's disappointment on the sideline. Here's Spencer. Havern can keep this in, goes long up the line, and there's the full-time whistle. Leamington survive a late onslaught by Bradford in which they scored 2 goals in additional time. but Anthony Dwyer's late finish sealed a 4-2 victory for the Breaks as they extend their unbeaten start. It's finished here, Leamington 4, Bradford Park Avenue 2.
So, Paul, what an entertaining end to the game there. Bradford Park coming back and nearly getting a point from the game, but Leamington grabbing one right at the end.
Yeah, it was a bit too open, wasn't it? I mean, I just said to the players there that, listen, if you whoever you play in this division, if you allow crosses to be coming in your box and set plays, and I think we just took our foot off the gas a little bit. Thought the game was won. We obviously Matty was he'd run himself to the game. We brought Anthony on. He said they're overloading. They've got an extra one up front. They've pushed the fullbacks on. So the idea of that is that we then try and get like we did for the fourth goal. You try and get the space at the side, and we weren't doing it. And we were, we just we got a bit sloppy and we got punished for it. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because we've still managed to win the game 4-2. And it's just a little reminder to us all that if you do take your foot off the gas and don't defend your box properly, don't defend the second phase properly, then teams in this division will do that. So, but I was as much pleased with the way we responded. The finish from Anthony to win the game was fantastic. But listen, it's typical, similar to the other night. It was a real tough game to start. You can see Bradford, don't get to the semi-final of the playoffs unless you're a good side, full of quality, full of know-how. But I thought, look, with a threat all game, and then start the second half. That period was excellent. We really played with a bit more composure. Some fantastic individual finishes from Callum and Matt. We're only a week old, and we've managed to get a couple of victories. We've got a good point on the road. We're scoring goals. It's been a fantastic week. I mean, listen, and I think you just got to enjoy it, because this league soon goes the other way, and we know that, and our targets haven't changed. It's just been a good week for us, a good start for us. Playing lots of confidence, lots of belief, and some of the boys from last year have started where they left off, and some of the new boys have really hit the ground running, so it's given us a bit more impetus.
Talk about good weeks. Another good point of the week was Matt finally signing his contract at Leamington. How do you think about that?
No, great, yeah. Listen, Matt was someone that we pinpointed last end back, and we knew he could. We knew he could make an impact at this level. I've no doubt about that. So, listen, worked really hard in the summer to try and to get that one over the line. At the time, we spoke about a 1-year deal. I think there was an element from Matt really just wanted to step up and see what was what. So it was always there, and obviously, listen, Matt's like a number of players we've had here. We'll never stop in any player's way if it's the right move for them. But at this level of football, we also want our players focused on what they're doing here, and we don't want them getting distracted with any silly nonsense. And listen, he's had a great start, but it's only a good start. So, and listen, I'm sure he'll be judged over 20, 30 games. But listen, if he's, as I said, right from the word go, he could quite easily go the same way as Danny Newton. I've got no doubt about that. And I think people watching pre-season and watching the first few games will realise why I made that statement, because I don't make them statements very often.